Well, here we are live on the stream together. Michael Savage, you're making a big announcement. After many a moon, I'm going back on television. Don't ask me why, but at this stage of my life, do I need this? Yes. No, it's this Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific on Newsmax TV, my own show. So this is sort of a Lazarus rises from the dead and goes back on television. I mean, come on. If Donald Trump can put up with what he put up with, and here's a signing pen, not from the inauguration, but from a visit to the Oval Office. What was the year? 2020? October 13th, 2020, Tuesday at 4:07 p.m. for 30 minutes with Donald Trump. And he gave me the signing pen for this card, which I'm not auctioning off right now. But the thing is, we're living through an American Renaissance. And one of the reasons I decided to do this TV show is if Trump can survive 2 attempts on his life for the sake of America, I can give up the last vestiges of my health for this TV show. Okay. It's been a long time. I mean, 26 years on radio. How long has it been now? 4 or 5 years of podcasts, YouTubes. I appear on Newsmax over the last few years as a guest on the Higbee and Schmidt show, primarily Lydia, on weekends. It's amazing. So if God wills, I do. Notice I'm drinking from a Savage Nation cup. This is the original ones. So why should you watch the TV show? Well, for a couple of reasons. One, because if you like me, you'll really like me more. Two, I have a guest, by the way, this Sunday that I can't announce. If I tell you the name, you will collapse. You're not going to believe who I have this Sunday. No, it's not Donald Trump, but trust me, it's going to blow your mind who's appearing on the Savage Nation TV show this Sunday on Newsmax TV. Chris Ruddy of Newsmax offered me this show, and they're giving me the slot with the great Huckabee, who's going to Israel as the ambassador. I'm getting his slot, primetime Sunday night. And I don't know what else to say. It's going to be my show, 1 hour every Sunday, God willing, for as long as God wills me to do it, I will do it. And I hope you'll be there. I hope you'll tell 5, 10 friends about it so that opening night, the theater is full and we make a splash in the media, because I don't think people are going to believe that I have a TV show coming up. Many people in the media have written me off. Gone with the wind. Well, first of all, I've not been gone with the wind. I'm very much here. But they're not going to believe the renaissance of America, the renaissance of Michael Savage, occurring simultaneously. Who would not want to ride this burst of sunlight that is now shining upon America? Who would not want to ride this burst of sunlight? Who wouldn't want to be in on what's coming for this nation? So with God, faith, and reason, I'm here. And it really is up to God how long the show lasts and how long I last. Trust me, this has not been easy even getting to this day on this show. Things are very hectic. And you just go along. Life is nothing but a series of problems, but they all get solved. Don't assume life is problem-free. That's the biggest mistake we could make. Life is only about problems, but they all get solved or resolved, all of them. That's what I've discovered in my years on the earth. If you think you're going to have a free run without problems, without worries, you're mistaken. It's not going to happen. If you accept that the human condition is one of problems that you have to resolve in your own life, then you have a chance at a modicum of contentment. There is no happiness. Maybe if you're a child, there's happiness. There is no happiness. I came to that when I was 18 years old. There are plateaus of contentment, maybe some moments of happiness. But life is by and large a challenge. You watch the animals. I feed the seagulls every day. You have a dog. Maybe dogs don't struggle, but struggle and suffering is is understood to be part and parcel of the human condition. It's a matter of degree, isn't it? It's a matter of degree. How much struggle, how much suffering. And of course, we want to limit the struggle and the suffering. Well, I'm getting a little distracted now from my original message, which was simply a short announcement. Savage announces big news. Let's see if it's even on X right now. It should be like the featured thing when you go live. Usually you get that second of the burst of glory there on X. Here it is. Savage announces big news. TV show coming this Sunday on Newsmax TV. There it is. I love it. You get to override everything on X. The world's at war. The world's blowing up. People are coming. People are going. And you get to ride high on X for the moment that you're live. I go on at unusual times, and I'm now live on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Yes, the podcast will continue. Yes, they will. I am not offering Savage signing pens yet, but I had to show you this. I mean, this is amazing. I pulled it out of the archives. I gave up all of my writings, all my manuscripts, all of my journals to the Bancroft Library, where they are housed permanently along with Western authors, including the largest collection of Mark Twain writings in the world. I'm very honored to have been, my writings to have been included there, because of how I've been denigrated by the media, who have denigrated America, denigrated our borders, denigrated our language, denigrated our culture, denigrated Donald Trump, denigrated everything great about America. They may dismiss me, but believe me, history will not dismiss me. My writings, my manuscripts are permanently housed with the greatest writers of the West at the Bancroft Library. And I remember offering the librarian, we worked on the collections for 2 years together. I offered them this pen, and for some reason, I didn't give it to them. Well, here I have it. And after watching Donald Trump sign all of those executive orders yesterday, and imagining all the people who are literally having mental diarrhea over what was coming for them, for what they've done to this country, I said, I got to show this pen today. So anyway, this is it. This Sunday, make a note on your diary. I would love you to hit you see, if you tune in, apparently it gets recorded somehow. I don't know how TV ratings work, but I want to set off a shockwave. No, I'm not Lazarus rising from the dead. I'm Michael Savage rising from the ethers of the media. And I have a guest I'm not going to mention right now because it's too big a guest for me to mention. I don't want to blow it. It's set to go, but I don't want to jinx it by telling you who it is. You're going to have to tune in to find out. You're not going to be disappointed, I can guarantee you. No, my first guest is not the hologram Biden. Why don't you guess who the guest is? I'm not going to tell you anyway. It's not going to be Donald Trump. I haven't even asked Donald Trump. I think he has bigger problems than going on the Michael Savage show on Newsmax TV this Sunday. I think he has bigger fish to fry. But I know something about Mr. Trump. I know he loves to watch television late at night, particularly on Sunday nights when the world is asleep and he's up. The man is up 20 hours a day. I happen to know he watches Newsmax TV a lot. I think he's going to tune in this Sunday night. Call in, no. Be on the show, no. It's not him. It's not Elon, but you're very close. You're getting close as you can get. No, it is not my son. I want to have him on, but not yet. No, it's not Tulsi because she's going up for hearings, and I love her. I think she should be the greatest NSA director we ever had. Head of National Intelligence? My God, don't you feel safe? Don't you feel like you're safe? Like you came out of Cuba under Biden. I feel like we just escaped on a raft from Cuba now that old degenerate criminal Biden is gone. What a miserable, horrible human being, what he did to this country and the world. He set off world wars. He put people in prison who were innocent. He bankrupted the economy. How much worse could it get than what that man did to this country? And I feel we're free at last, the American Renaissance. And of course, there's going to be rocky roads ahead. We know the vermin in the ACLU should be deported. We know the whole leadership should be rounded up as domestic terrorists. You know that the leadership of the ACLU has done more damage to this country than all the cartels put together. If you added up the damage they have done to this country in terms of mayhem, crime, costs, innocent people locked up, guilty people not locked up, all the ACLU, these are the most evil people on the planet. And if I had the power, I'd ask Donald Trump to create the House of Un-American Activities Committee. I'd like to run it for $1 a year. The first people I would call up would be the heads of the ACLU, the National Lawyers Guild. There are so many others. I've listed them in my books. These are the enemies of our freedom. They almost had us corralled. They almost had us all locked up. And had Kamala stolen the election or won the election, whichever way you want to put it, you know that the freedoms we're enjoying today would have been over. And we'd all be looking over our shoulder and worrying about the security agencies all over again. What about Mayorkas? Who is that character with that weird head? How could one man have busted our borders all alone? How could he have done that to us? Who is that man? He came from the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, one of the biggest recipients of billions of dollars of federal money to bring in illegal aliens that we don't need. Listen, I have compassion for the people who want to come here to work, but most of them don't come here to work. They come here to work the system. And stop telling me about the Statue of friggin' Liberty again. Don't tell me about Emma Goldman with her, give me your tired, you're poor, you're hungry, and those yearning to be free. When those people came here, which included my grandfather, Sam A., rest in peace, there was no welfare state. They lived 6 to 16 to a room, and they all worked, or they had a sponsor who put them to work. They didn't come here living in the Roosevelt Hotel. They didn't sit in a hotel playing dominoes and go out and rob during the day. Are you kidding me? As far as I say, deport them all. Throw them all out. Everyone that Biden let in, all 20 million, throw them all out. It's that simple. And you know who really agrees with me? I speak to Mexicans who've been here 10 years, who have worked every day of their life, who have no criminal records. They've done everything right. They pay taxes. They despise this wave of leeches more than you do. And I would like to see Donald Trump consider giving amnesty and a green card and citizenship to any immigrant who's been here more than 5 years, who has been paying taxes for more than 5 years. Yes, they should be given citizenship. You heard me right. Maybe you never heard me say that. So don't assume I could be thrown into a category of right-winger who's against all immigrants who are not white. That's stupid. That's idiotic. When I watched the vice president yesterday with his beautiful Indian wife and his children, I had tears in my eyes. I said, only in America could we see a thing like this. When I see J.D. Vance, who rose from poverty, become vice president, I see him with his beautiful wife from India. She's a PhD, I believe, or MD from Harvard. Elegant, beautiful woman. You see his children up there and say, what a beautiful country this is. Anyone who wants to really work can get ahead in this country. I don't want to hear this garbage from the AOCs, the occasional Cortexes, and the other left-wing vermin who really belong in Cuba. They should be thrown into Cuba. That's where they belong. They'd be much more comfortable in Cuba. Occasional Cortex should be deported to Cuba, where she'd be very comfortable cutting sugar cane instead of cutting America down. But I'm going back to the Statue of Liberty. We keep hearing, oh, they all come here to work. No, they come here to work the system. Give me, you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry, and those yearning to be free. No, they come here to work the system, not to work. It's horrible. So my grandfather came. He worked till he died of a heart attack at 49. Believe me, father died at 56 of a heart attack, and I'm not too far behind. So whatever I have left in me, and I am a heart attack survivor, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not an easy decision that I made to go on TV on Sunday. I'm not begging for your sympathy. I'm telling you like it is. How many people would start a new career at age 83 like I am starting in television? Why would they do it? You could say all is vanity. I've read the Bible. You could say it's all ego. You could say I just want to show off. If you want to dismiss me in that manner, it's to your detriment, because that's not what it's about. There's a burst of sunlight that is shining upon America. Who could not want to grab that light and ride with it? This Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Western, with God's will and your listenership, I'll be there. Tell 10 people about it. I hope you'll all be there for me. You'll hear more about it this week. Thanks for listening. Tell everybody you know. I'm Michael Savage. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Michael Savage. And that's the name of the show this Sunday.